Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're in the Minecraft Creative Builds world. Here in front of me you can see the gingerbread house with the candy cane frame structure that we built in the last episode. And today I thought if we go down into this section of the land, I'd like to extend that candy cane idea and build an entire house made out of candy canes. So for today's build we need white concrete, red concrete, birch door, white stained glass pane, birch fence, quartz stairs, smooth quartz slab, and I think that's all the things we will need for the exterior of our house. So let's start with the white concrete block. And on a piece of flat land I want to build a row of 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This will form the front of my candy cane house, and then to the side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 9 by 10 is the size of the house that we want to build. So use the white concrete for the base of the house. So it is a rectangle, but it's almost a square rectangle, but it's a rectangle, so it's 9 by 10. Then we want to switch to the red concrete and put in a row all the way around right on top of the white, so that we're starting to form the candy cane structure. So I'm kind of thinking that the candy canes are vertical, so we have a row of white and then a row of red and then a row of white and then a row of red going up the walls. And for the flooring I'm going to use that checkerboard design that we also used in the gingerbread house, only this time, because it's a candy cane house, we're going to use red and white concrete also on the floor. So on every other block we want to fill in with red, and then in the gaps, of course, once we've completed the red we will then want to fill that in with the white. So you've got red concrete, white concrete, red concrete, white concrete all the way across the floor. So we've got this, put the red back, that's better, Kitty. So now fill in all the gaps between the red with the white. It is quite bright, I will not lie, this house is very, very bright. And again, I'm kind of thinking that this again could be a home for the elves, or it could be used for some other purpose in a Santa village, or in a village which is built for lots and lots of people who absolutely adore Christmas and want to live in a house that's very Christmas themed the entire year round. So that is the checkerboard house and the first 2 rows of the walls. So I think you've got an idea of what I'm planning to do. So what's the next row going to be? It's going to be white. So you go red, white, and you keep going up. And now we want to go up for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So 3 rows of white and 3 rows of red. That's 6 in total, and that will form the walls of our house. So let's continue doing the red and white stripes to raise up the walls of our house to 6 high in total. Thinking about the candy cane structure, you could do the house in the other way as well. You could have the stripes going vertically instead of horizontally. So we're doing a horizontal one, but you could do them vertically. In fact, I'll do that after I've built this one, but I'll probably build that off camera and just show you the end result of that, and just so you can see the difference between the 2 styles of building the candy cane house. So here we are on the final row, the red row, and we're nearly complete with the structure. So now it's time to think about how we're going to add some more of the details to the house. So I think what we want to do now is add some lighting to the interior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the half slab and place a row around the interior of the house. As you can see, that's the half slab, so you can still see half of the red stripe from the interior of the house. And then I'm going to use the glowstone in the four corners, just like so. As you can see, the glowstone will protrude into the house so that it gives a bit of a 3D effect on the ceiling with where you can see your light. So the glowstone is now your light, and then we go back to the half slab again. There you can see it protruding so that it looks like you've got lights hanging from your ceiling. And now we're going to fill in the rest of this roof space now with the half slab to complete the ceiling for the interior of our house. And then once we've completed that, we can think about doing the roof structure next, perhaps, I think. And there we go. So that's the roof to the house. I don't think there's going to be a lot of roof space, so I don't think it's really going to be terribly practical for building something in. You might be able to fit something in, but I'm not going to plan to do that in my house. So now you can see the stripes across the house, and as I said, it's very, very bright and cheerful. So, as it's a candy cane house, there's something that we absolutely have to add to it. It's an actual candy cane. So I'm thinking along this edge strip, let's add a candy cane. So let's start with red concrete, and then on top of that place white, then red, and then white, and then red. So you're one block below the side of the wall. But I'm then going to place a red block, but this is just a spacer block, so I can place the white block in front of it, then delete the red block behind and add two red blocks in front. The second one is a spacer, so you can add at the very end with your white for your candy cane. So you can see how we go up and across and then down again. So let me show you that one more time on the opposite side. So red, white, red, white, red. Then we place red as a spacer block to add our white block in front, remove the red behind, add a new red in front, and now we're going to have to clear out our tree a little bit so that we can place our lower white block for our candy cane. So there we have two candy canes in the front of the house. Now remember, the candy cane is in line with the edge of the house. It doesn't stick out to the side, it's right on the last block at the edge of the build. And now we're going to build candy canes on the back end of the house. So you're going to have 4 candy canes in total, one at each corner at the front and the back. So don't forget, the top red one there is just a spacer block in order to be able to put the white block in front of it. Then remove the 2 red blocks behind, place another red in front of the white, and then we use the second red as a spacer block to place our final white one, and don't forget to remove the spacer blocks from your candy canes. So that's our 4 candy canes on our house. And from the side you can see that the white is next to the red and the red is next to the white, so the candy canes do look like they're very separate from the house, even though they're also part of the integrated structure of the house. But I just like the contrast in the colours there, even though we're using the same colours. It's just a neat way to separate the two out. So if you count 1 from the candy cane, and then on the next row we put a 1 wide 3 tall window using the white stained glass pane. Do the same from the opposite side, count 1 in and then place a 1 wide 3 tall window. Then right in the middle we want to place a door. Don't forget to change out the block at the base there so that it all matches neatly. Now you can either put the door right on the front here, or you can put it from the interior. Personal preference as to which of the 2 positions you might want your door in. And there you can see the front of the house. Now grab the white concrete and place a little protruding section, like a little porch sort of area for the house. And that is the beginning of the front section, just like so. It just all adds a little bit more detail to the house by adding this little porch area onto the front. Now if we sneak around to the back of the house, let's add some windows in there. Of course we don't need a door in the back, so this time count 1, and then on the next row add a 1 wide 3 tall window using the white stained glass, then leave 1 block gap, add another window, 1 block gap, add another window. So you see it's wall, window, wall, window, wall, window, wall, all the way across. So we've got 3 windows on the back of the house. Now I think it's time to start adding our roof. So let's grab the quartz stairs, and we're going to use this to make our roof. And then we're going to start by running a row of the stairs along the very top of the wall, and then along the red stripe at the top of the side of the wall. Then add 1 stair block on the left and right to protrude the slope of the roof just in front of the build, and that then will touch the side of the candy cane to make it look like the candy cane is also starting to support the roofing area. Then do that on the opposite side, run it along the top and along the top of the wall and along the side of the wall, and then add 1 block in front and behind the edge of the wall. So there we've got the beginning of our roof, and then you want to continue that up and over, and underneath on the undersides we want to place upside down stairs just to give a little bit of added detail, and that also again makes it look like it's attached to the candy canes at the front and the back of the building. So let's continue raising the roof up in this same structure, 1 in at each level, until we get to meet in the middle at the top. Don't forget to add the upside down stairs as detail at the very front and back row of the roofing area. And on the interior here now we've got space for an extra few blocks of red and white concrete. So don't forget to follow the stripe pattern as we go up, and so each layer will be 1 block shorter at both the right and the left as we go higher and higher up into the roof until you end up with just 1 block of red right in the very top of the roof, just like so. And then again with the upside down stairs as detail on the front and back of the roof. And where the roof meets in the very centre, we want to place an upside down stair facing out from the build, just so that it all meets together neatly at the top. And there you can see how the top meets, just like so. And for the very top layer we want to swap to the smooth quartz slab and just run a row of the slab all the way across to top off the very top of the roof structure. Oops, wrong place. That's it, just run it across all the way to the top, and we are just about done. Oh look, we've missed a few of the rows out, so let's swap to the white and just fill in the gap. And then remember to alternate between the red and the white as we fill it up. Pop the red right in the very top, and then the last row is 3 white blocks, and then that's all filled in. Now I think we should add a little window in the top of the roof. So if we use the half slab of smooth quartz slab and place 3 blocks on the lower section of the very top red section, and then on the top half of the next red one, then place birch fence at the 2 sides and a window with the white stained glass pane right in the very centre, like so. And let's do the same on the back of the house. Let's show you that just one more time. In the white section there in the middle, place 1 window. To the sides of it, place birch stair, and above and below it use the smooth quartz slab in rows of 3, just like so. There you go, and now we have the pretty little window in the top of the roof on both the front and the back. And that is the exterior of our candy cane house completed. You could of course add some extra windows in the sides if you like. I've chosen to not do that in this build. And that is the exterior view of our house. You can put any sort of interior into this house that you like, but I'm just going to pop in a sort of elf themed multiple occupancy to the interior of the house. And let me show you what I'm thinking. So let's grab some supplies. We'll definitely need a bed. What colour shall we use? Now let's use black for a little bit of contrast, I think. So we'll have a black bed, and we'll want a chest so they've got space for some personal items to store. And then we're going to need some furnishings, so let's use a sort of reddish wood, the jungle wood. We'll need stairs and a fence, and then we're going to need a half slab, yes. Let me think. We're going to need carpeting for the little table, so let's use the black, which is the same colour that we used for the bed. Now I'm going to do a very similar interior to the one that we put into the gingerbread house. So I'm going to start with the bed, and I'm going to place 1 underneath each of the windows at the back of the house, and then I'm going to put a chest in between the beds and 1 in each corner. So there's 1 chest for each bed, and then there's an extra chest for overflow or anything else that they might need to store. And I'm going to place 3 by 3 along the walls here to make a nice seating area, and I'm going to place a double wide table with the half slab, and then we're going to want them somewhere to sit to eat. So let's grab the stairs and make a little bench table. So let's keep that 2 apart and use the fence to make a little table with the little black carpet on the top to make the tabletop. So quite a very simple interior, nice and simple and nice and neat. Just enough but not too much for people to live with. And that is the interior that I decided to put in. Of course you can do any sort of interior that you like depending on where you want to build the house and what you want to theme it to. You could make it a family home if you want to make it like a Christmas village where people live all year, or if you want to make it a Santa build, which is kind of what I've thought of here with like the elf house. And then of course you can build multiple ones of these. And then earlier I said, what if instead of it being horizontal stripes you tried to make it vertical stripes? So let's try and start a build like that, shall we? So I'll grab the red and white concrete again off the candy cane, and then let's just move over to the side. There's enough space for another house here, so let's just start running a few blocks. I'll do most of the build off camera, but I'll just start off with vertical white blocks and then vertical red blocks, and then I'll build the house to the same dimensions but going vertically instead of horizontally, and I'll show you the result at the end. Ta-da! And now we have a horizontal house on the right and a vertical house on the left. And to be honest, looking at them from the front, it's a little bit difficult to see unless you realise that they've been done differently. But if you look at them from the side, the difference is quite obvious, as the stripes are very noticeable on the long sides, which don't have all the details like windows and things added to them, so that's where it's much more noticeable. So there's the horizontal and the vertical stripes. As you can see the difference between the two, but I think it works in both ways. And to be honest, I did find it slightly more difficult to build the vertical stripes because you're having to swap colours more quickly. The horizontal stripes you just run all the way around the house to build a layer, so it's easier perhaps to build it that way. But both versions of the house I think have come out really well, and I'm really pleased with both of them. So build the house whichever way you like, play around with changing the ways you do the stripes, and let me know whether you enjoyed this and how you end up putting it together. And again, I've done the exact same interior on this house. And I hope that you've found some inspiration from today's build. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and just say I hope you've enjoyed today's build. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!